guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I do my nails at home using Gel X. I've been doing my nails at home for about like 7 or 8 months now, and when I first was thinking about doing this, it seemed a little bit intimidating to do Gel X at home. There's kind of a lot of steps that go into it and I just really had no clue where to start. So I thought this would be a useful video to make. Before I started doing my nails at home, I was going to the nail salon pretty consistently. I've gotten acrylics, you know, lots of times over the years, but once I moved back to San Diego and got a full-time job, I figured I would just keep up with my nails and go get fills, you know, every 2-3 weeks. And I did that for like 6 or 7 months. It just got to a point where going to get my nails done was such a chore. I just did not want to go. I love having my nails done. I don't like going to go get them done. Mostly just like a manicure. Pedicure, I feel like, is a different story. But going to get my nails filled was always just so time consuming, and I felt like I was always stressed out about the shape or the design, just the outcome of the nail, or if the color is gonna look different than how it was swatched on one of those fake nails. I don't know, it was just always a little bit stressful, and on top of that, it was so expensive. And so last like September-ish, maybe last August, I decided to just try out Gel X nails, and I feel like they really blew up on TikTok last year, and I had been thinking about doing them for a while, but I was worried that it was either going to be super hard and they were going to look really bad, or I was going to spend all this money on a kit and not end up liking them and just waste all that money. So what I ended up doing was literally buying the cheapest kit for Gel X nails on Amazon, and that is still the kit I am using to this day. It came with everything I needed. It has not run out of anything. I've repurchased some nail files, but I still have plenty of nail tips, plenty of nail glue, all of that good stuff. Gel X is definitely not that difficult. I think it just takes a lot of practice to really get down. I would say maybe nail shape is the hardest part, but that really doesn't take a whole lot of practice to get down. It is still a little time consuming. I would say it takes me like an hour, maybe a little bit more to do my nails. But at this point, I really enjoy doing my nails at home. It's super, like, almost therapeutic. I don't really have to think about, because I've done it so many times, I don't really have to think about what I'm really doing, and I can have TV on the background and it's perfect. But yeah, with that, let's just get into it.
So starting with fresh bare nails, I'm just gonna go in and trim my nails down. I honestly like trimming them down pretty much as short as they can go. I just feel like having shorter nails makes it easier to get a more even layer of glue when I go to put the glue on. And then after that, I'm just gonna go in with a nail file and shape everything out and make it nice and smooth. Having shorter nails, in my opinion, helps with avoiding any air bubbles between your 2 layers of glue, which I'll show you. I do 2 layers. And then going in with a buffing block, I just like to use this because I feel like it takes off just the perfect amount of my nail so that it's not a super smooth surface. Then just wiping all of my fingers down with some rubbing alcohol. After this, I'm going to get started with sizing my nails. Now, I know all the sizes of my nails because I keep it tracked in my notes app, but once you do it one time, just keep track of it, and then you just have to pull them out. You don't need to guess every single time. After this, I'm going to go in with a file and kind of smooth down the base of the nail, which you can see right here. I just like doing this because it helps avoid any snagging when the tips start to grow out, like how it'll happen sometimes with acrylic nails. And also, I just feel like it makes that tip just a little bit thinner and looks more natural on your nail. Then I'm hopping in just with a nail dehydrator. This came with my kit. I use it every single time. You could also just use some rubbing alcohol. And then going in with my first layer of glue. My first layer of glue I put on my actual nail and I flash cure it. So I'm only putting it under the light for maybe 10 seconds. You really don't want it under there that long. Then I'm going to go in and put a layer of glue on my nail tip. And at the end here, you'll see I put just a little bit extra at the very base of that. So I have a little bit extra glue at the base of my nail to really keep it on there strong. I also turn my light on before I put my tip on. It just makes it easier and less clunky to get your nail under that light. The reason I do this technique with the 2 layers of glue, I feel like it just really holds everything down. It helps my nails stay on for 2 weeks. And the reason you only want to flash cure that first layer of glue is because if you were to cure it the whole way, you're basically just creating a super smooth, flat surface for that second layer of glue and tip, and that would just make your tips pop off like super, super fast. You still want that first layer to be really tacky so that the 2 layers can pretty much dry together, if that makes sense. So I'm just going in here and finishing the rest of my nails. If you couldn't notice, I'm also just really showing you my left hand. I figured you really didn't need to see my right hand because it's the exact same thing. Then I'm going to go in and trim the tips of my nails. If you have tips that have the shape and length that you like, then you can just skip this step, but I want mine to be almond, just a little bit shorter. So I'm going to cut the tips off of all of them and then also trim the sides of those nails, and this is just going to make it so I don't have to file quite as much off and kind of provide like a base shape for that almond that I want, and overall just make it a lot easier to get to that. So then I'm going to go in with filing my nails. This is the part that I think might be the trickiest to get down if you've never shaped or filed nails before like this. Sometimes it can be hard to get your nails completely even, but with enough practice, you will get it down. It gets so much easier the more times that you do it. And I'm also going to buff away all of that shiny surface on the top of my nail. You want your nails to be almost completely matte and rough. That way when we go in to apply the base coat of the gel, it will have something to grip onto. And here I'm also just wiping off with rubbing alcohol again. You could rinse your hands off with water, but I was too lazy. Then just going in with my base coat of gel. This came in a separate pack. This did not come in my Gel X kit, but I'm just going in and putting a layer of this base coat, and I cure this for 1 minute. I cure all of my nail polish layers for 1 minute. The only one I do longer is my top coat. I'll do that for about 1.5 to 2 minutes. And then going in with my color, I'm doing this electric blue color. I think it's really, really pretty. Probably more of a summer color than like a spring color, but that's okay. I've honestly gotten so many compliments anytime I wear this color on my nails. I also currently have on my toes, so everything is matching. What I love about this nail polish specifically is it has a rounded brush tip. I have a couple of gel colors that have a tapered off, kind of squared off brush tip, and not that that's an issue, but it does make it a little bit harder to really get into your cuticles and avoid it being super messy. But with a rounded brush tip, you can get right up to your cuticles, and honestly, it just turns out a lot cleaner. And then just going in with my top coat, I just do 1 thick layer of this, and like I said before, I'll usually cure this anywhere from about 90 seconds to a full 2 minutes, depending how everything is looking. Sometimes if I move my fingers or have them in a weird way under the light, I might need to do it for a couple extra seconds until everything is completely dry. And that is it. I finished my nails. Super easy, very beginner friendly. I feel like anybody could do this.
So yeah, that is basically it. There's really not a whole lot to it. Again, like I said, your first time might take you a little longer just getting used to how to do it, and you know, the shaping and all of that can be a little time consuming, but really it's not too difficult. I will link all the products I used down below. There's definitely so many kits you can get off of Amazon for Gel X, and for the most part, I feel like you can't really go wrong with whatever you choose. But like I said in the beginning, I chose the cheapest one and it's been working great for me. If you have any other questions about Gel X that I might not have answered or covered in this, feel free to leave them in the comments and I'll be happy to help you out with that. But other than that, I will see you in my next video. Bye!